Adding to the long list of police encounters in the country, gangster turned politician Atiq Ahmad's son Asad was yesterday killed in an encounter by the UP Special Task Force. We are here to speak to Senior Advocate Sidharth Luthra, one of the top criminal lawyers in the country, to understand the final legal aspects about extrajudicial encounters. So, an encounter happened yesterday in Jhansi. Many opposition parties are calling it fake, while there are many others who are hailing it. In fact, the family of Umesh Pal has called it justice. Uh, the legality and the correctness of these police encounters has been a long standing debate in the legal world. Where do you stand on it?
So I think it's a misnomer to use the term encounter. The fact is that the word encounter has entered our vocabulary, which is, I would say, abhorrent to humanity and to conscience and to the Constitution. The point is, when can an officer legitimately use force which causes even the death of a person, and that can only be done in terms of section 46 of the CRPC when he or she is trying to, somebody who is facing a life sentence or a death sentence case is being arrested and that person resists, or if the police officer is put under attack in such a situation, that the police officer can use arms not only to disable but to also protect himself by taking the life of another. Otherwise, the taking of life of another is not sanctioned by law except after a trial is over, in the event a death penalty is given by a trial court and confirmed by the first appellate court, which is the High Court. So let's understand one thing. There is no occasion for us to hail any, and I'm not talking about this case because the facts are too fresh and we don't know what it is, but there is no justification in our society to hail any example of extrajudicial killing. Having said that, in the PUCL judgment, the Supreme Court has laid down guidelines, and those guidelines are that an FIR ought to be registered, inquiry ought to be carried out, report to be given to NHRC, and the police officers also, their conduct be inquired into. The difficulty that is now arising is that there is a kind of, and not just here, I'm not talking about this incident, I'm talking about overall, whether it be any part of the country, there is a kind of bravado which is being acclaimed in cases of encounters, if we may call them that. And not only are officers rewarded, but officers are also the processes of law which ought to be carried out are really done cursorily, and it's more of a paper satisfaction of the directions of the Supreme Court and the NHRC. Now that's something which is abhorrent to the rule of law, because the taking of a life in the course of an action by a police officer or any other officer has to be an exception and not hailed, as we are told in UP, it's encounter number 150 odd. That's not what is expected of a civilized state. If we have the evidence, if we have the material, we must prosecute, convict at the fastest, and ensure that the person is put to the sentence. One of the reasons that such encounters or such incidents are acclaimed by victims' families, in this case, the Pal family, is because our legal justice system, our criminal justice administration is slow. In UP, a criminal appeal in a life sentence case and takes almost 20 years at times to come. In other states, it can be longer or lesser, but ballpark, it's a lot less than 10 years or so. That being the situation, the frustration, both of the person in custody who seeks his innocence, both of the accused, as also the frustration of the victim and their family who seek justice, who seek a final result, is something which is wanting. And when actions are taken, which we term as encounters, then there is some kind of recognition of it. To my mind, bravery of any officer must be acknowledged, must be recognized. Honest professional, competent, brave police or any other government officers must be recognized and awarded. However, there is no sanction in law for state-sanctioned killing. There is no permission in law for extrajudicial killing of the type which we call encounters.
So, like you said, there are guidelines which have been issued by both Supreme Court and NHRC with regard to investigation into these encounters. So, how effective do you think the implementation has been till now? Because it has often been also debated that the effectiveness may not be much considering it's police officers investigating other police officers.
So the point is, where do you get this cadre from? Either we have a professional police service, as in we do have a professional police service, but we've not let it get politically independent. So when it is not politically independent, and in the event that there is a state-sanctioned killing, then obviously the political class are going to protect the officers concerned. That's number one. Ordinarily, you will find cases where junior officers will get prosecuted, will get put to trials, but the point is the people who really sanction it may not even be considered or touched. Having said that, what I want to say is that we need to have a cadre of either you send all these investigations to the CBI, but remember, CBI officers also go on deputation from the states. So it's really asking a brother officers to judge you, and then it becomes very difficult for people to be objective. It's not that there is not objectiveness. There are objective, honest, fair officers, and a lot of these, and in some instances, extrajudicial killings or encounters have led to prosecutions. But I don't think that's the norm. That's really the exception.
So, our constitution recognizes right to life, and with these encounters, which we've only seen increase in the recent past, do you think it will have an adverse impact or any impact on the criminal justice system at large?
I don't think it's a question of it's an increase. It's just that the public awareness of this has gone up, and there's a lot more debate, especially on social media. What you really have to see is way back when there were dacoits in Chambal, in the Gwalior region, Morena, Chambal, that area. Effectively, they were cleared out by these very same methods. Terrorism in Punjab was wiped out, and a lot of officers are facing those prosecutions and actions because these are the methods. The methods which ostensibly claim to be within the four corners of the law, but actually are not, were applied. So this is something which states, and this is not unique to India. It's par for the course in most states, in most parts of the world, except in the Western world where systems are stronger. These are rare occurrences. In other parts of the world, it's a little more common. But eventually, till we work at having a more effective criminal justice system, which works expeditiously and fairly, till we have more effective and scientific investigations, and till we provide adequate protection to our brave, our honest officers, and yet at the same time have actions against those who work in the grey areas of the law and who breach the law really and take away human life arbitrarily. If we have that kind of balance, I don't think we will have a situation where encounters will happen or will be lauded.
So lastly, talking about court's interference, in this particular case also, Atiq Ahmed had himself approached Supreme Court last month where he said that there's an apprehension that he may be killed in an encounter, and he also sought protection from the court for himself and his family members. Court had refused to interfere, saying that there are state agencies which will protect him and he should go approach the High Court. So what is your take on court not deciding to interfere in these cases?
I think the courts have too often believed the version of state agencies, and it is time for the courts to step in. But the courts can only do so much, and by and large they can normally act after the event. The point is this: why should anybody who has committed a large number of crimes not face the just result through a legal process which is fair, effective, fair to him and to the victims and to society, and expeditious? When these things don't happen, when the system fails people, that's when there is a tendency to take law into your own hands.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, sir. With camera person Ashwini from New Delhi, this is Srishti Ojha, India Today.